Welcome to the social space. We will now unmask.
Oh.
Just for the show. We're only doing this to talk to each other. Please, nobody face each other while you're talking. Just don't face here. Hi, I'm Eric Crossland, one of your hosts. Who we got over here?
Jackie Hager.
Oh, it is. I couldn't tell behind the mask who you were. Wow, that was Jackie. And then this is Andrew over here.
Yeah. Hey, good to see you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good to
good
see
to be
mask
here.
covering those teeth, Jackie.
Yes.
We can't have that.
Isn't it funny though? Because we just took a picture with the mask on.
Yeah, now they're
And
off.
I was still smiling underneath the mask,
Yes.
even though you can't see my teeth. And so it's just a weird.
We're going to superimpose teeth on your mask.
Oh, okay,
We need
sweet.
to get him a mask
We do.
with his teeth on.
Make
a
it
mask.
happen, yeah.
Hey, this show is all about Lakeside City, and guess who we got right here? The mayor of said city, Cory Glassburn.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. I'm glad to be here, and thank y'all for this opportunity. We definitely appreciate it.
Don't look at each other when we talk.
Sorry. We're not looking at it.
You can look at them, and I can look at them, and they can look at us, but don't y'all look at each other.
Okay, Andrew, I'm not going to look at you during the show.
That's a lie because you always turn and look at me.
We're
Well,
not
I can't
making fun of
help
it.
It's a habit, right?
I just want to say we're just trying to figure it out. We got a talk
We
show.
are.
The mayor said wear masks. We're trying to just not wear them just for the duration of the show, and then put them back on.
That's right.
And then we might be further apart next week. I don't know. Everyone's trying to navigate this differently.
We are.
Anyway.
And each county is different too. That's the.
Oh,
the
did you want
difference.
to? I know. Do you want to hit that first? You guys have less than 20 cases, so you guys don't even have to mask up.
That's right. So
We're both
I'm trying to look at you, but I can't look at you. But because we have less than 20 cases, Archer County, the judge has said that we're not required to wear a mask at this time. So
You know, though, but if you're in Lakeside City, you know, you're nestled right up to Wichita Falls. So to me, I think it's just easy to be, to me, it's about respect. Just put the
Absolutely.
mask on. And as you go about your daily outdoor activities, grocery store, whatever. So I don't even think anything of it.
I've
Just
decided
mask.
this is the only time in my life I get to dress like a ninja and get away with it.
Well, there
so
you
I'm
go.
embracing it, baby.
you can take it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Corey, on Sunday, my family and I were actually in Lakeside City over at a friend's house, and we had a lemonade stand. And I was just shocked because my girls made about $30 within like 20 minutes. It was insane.
Well,
funny
y'all
'cause-
selling a cup of
Yeah, so we were coming in from camping, and we actually stopped and got some lemonade right there on Royal Road.
Yes,
and,
that's where we were.
It was 50 cents for
Yes.
it, and they were also, now get this, so they were not only selling lemonade 50 cents, they were selling flowers, fresh cut flowers.
Yes, that
your
was
daughters?
us.
Just being a
Out there
difference, right?
hustling? Already got them to work.
Hey, can Hager Communications put up a lemonade stand? It could cover the rent, Andrew.
Yeah,
for
it'd be
real.
awesome. Yeah,
So we were glad to see them out there. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I hope they had a good time out
they
there.
did. It was cool.
So here's my big question is, you know, since you are an elected mayor, an elected official, the mayor of Lakeside City, you also juggle, you know, family and a full-time job. So tell us how you navigate all that as a mayor.
So just a little bit about my family, just kind of go into that. I have a wife, Darby. She's wonderful. She works at Hospice of Wichita Falls. We have two boys, and they both play hockey out of Dallas. So
Awesome.
that we are in Dallas quite a bit. And so to be 100% honest, without their support, there's no way I could do it. So being very involved in the city and trying to give back to the community, that's just something that's just been put on my heart. And so I think when you have a servant's heart and you want to be invested in the community, you can't do that alone. It takes a family to support you. And so there's times where I have to miss games. There's times I have to miss practices with them, and driving 2.5 hours for a 1 hour practice and driving 2.5 hours back, it gets very time consuming. So, I don't ever look back on it and think negative of it because I know this is what I was called to do. And that's time with my kids also that I get to spend that I'll never get to spend again. So, the conversations we have going to Dallas, those are some conversations that I love to have. But it is difficult juggling because your wife needs attention too, your kids need your attention. And it's like, how do you balance that? And I think you just have to have a supportive family who understands where you want to be and where you're going with it.
Corey, tell us about your involvement with the volunteer fire department in Lakeside City.
Sure. So I got started involved with the volunteer fire department in Lakeside City probably about 8 years ago. There was they had put up some little signs that said they were looking for some new members, and so I went to the first meeting, kind of got involved, and again, I just wanted to give back to the community. That's a place I live at. If something happened in my house, I would hope somebody would get a garden hose and try to put it out. And so I'm like, what can I do to further my investment into this community? And so when they had that, I went to a meeting and just been involved there since, got training, went to several different classes and just got involved. And I'm proud to announce that actually the Lakeside City council has approved for a new fire station. So we're actually breaking ground and started building a new fire station. And so it's much needed, and it's going to be very, very beneficial for our citizens.
They don't make them 2 stories anymore with the pole to slide down, do they?
They do not, but if they did,
That's the best part.
we might just have to put a pole in there just so we can do that, right? Just make it part of the training.
So speaking of all of that, elected official, you've got. I used to work for the city, and I could see like the differences in the city councilors. They're people, and they're just one is way different from the next. And they all have their own ideas about what could make the city better. How many city councilors you guys have, and how do you navigate those guys?
Sure. So Lakeside City is kind of divided. We're split by a piece of land and then some by the lake, but we have a west side and we have an east side, and so each side has 2 districts. So there's 2 members. There's a District 1, District 2 for the west, District 1, District 2 for the east, and then there's an at-large. So there's 5 council members, and then I sit as the mayor. And so, and how it works out there is it's actually, I don't even get a vote unless it's a split vote. So because of our type of municipality, really the councilors are the ones doing the voting, and then unless there's a split vote, then that's when my vote would come in. And so we're set up a little bit different than Wichita Falls, but I think you bring up a really good point. There are 5 different, include myself, 6 different personalities, and so I think it's just getting to know the individual, getting to know what their goals are, where they feel succeed. It's kind of like goes back to the 5 love languages. You just got to kind of know and understand them and where they're coming from. And there's really not a bad idea or a bad anything. You just got to understand where they're coming from and what maybe a citizen has told them, and embrace that, and through leadership, just kind of coach them through it, go with them, and then see how we can turn that into a positive.
Okay, so what are each of their individual names, and what love language do they speak?
That's a good question. Yeah. So how much time we got?
Because that's all I heard was love language. Cory, thank you so much for being with us. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and we're going to bring your city administrator on, Eric Stevens, who I used to work with at the city over there, and he always did a fairly adequate job.
Yeah.
He did decent at best, and I have to figure out how he got to work with you. And,
I'd tell you, he's been a true blessing. He's been a blessing to our city, and his attention to detail is so spot on. He's really taken our city to the next level.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. Great.
Wow.
So
okay.
He'll be a good interview, and so
Awesome.
I'm excited to hear what he has to say.
Well, thanks again for joining us. We're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back with Eric. We'll see you.
Thanks, guys.
This is Greg Veith, Mayor of Windthorst, standing to you below the cow. Come to the city of Windthorst and visit us.
I'm Leanne Skinner, mayor of the happiest town in Texas, Jolly. Home of Planet Fireworks, Jolly Truck Stop, Jolly Truck and Trailer, Wichita Falls RV Center. We're a great little country town, just minutes away from Lake Arrowhead. Swing by and see us.
Hey, welcome back to the social space, masking up for everyone's protection. I'm not mocking it. We just got a talk show to do here, and it's tough to hear us, and we just pop it off, talk, pop back on. I'm Eric
Amen.
Crossland. Who are you?
Jackie Hager.
Who are you?
Andrew Bell.
And who are you?
I'm Eric Stevens, City Administrator for Lakeside City.
Yeah, Eric, man, glad to have you on the show. Appreciate you being here.
Super excited about being here.
Awesome, even though you didn't know you were going to be on
No.
on air until 10 minutes ago.
That kind of
No.
sounds like me. Until Jackie made me be on
I
this
did.
show.
I mean, he had to. He wears cool shoes and he has big teeth.
Right?
I hope that's on your
Got
gravestone.
the long hair, brush back.
Yeah, there
So
we
jealous.
go.
I get jealous of that kind of hairstyle.
Yeah, look at the difference
I
of
don't know
these two
why.
heads.
Somebody, who was it that I asked everybody to turn in some discussion topic ideas today, and somebody put, whose hair would you rather have? And I'm like, okay, that's for me, obviously. That's obviously my question. Andrew's hair I would rather have. Next. All right,
Eric, tell us about getting out to Lakeside City, forming a plan for the community, and what y'all have going and the moving parts and all that
Right.
stuff.
So December will be 2 years, and when I got there, one of the things that I really wanted to get was a future plan for Lakeside City. Where do we see ourselves in 2 years? Where do we see ourselves in 5 years?
Yep.
10 years? And then once we get that, how are we going to implement it, and how are we going to succeed at it? You know, it's one of those things you can imagine. Y'all are a business. What would y'all be like coming into work every day with no business plan and goals? And so
Yep.
that was something that when I got there, I wanted to get with council and say, hey, let's get a plan, a future for the city, and what can we do to succeed and get there and accomplish all of our desires for it.
That's
and so
awesome.
great city council that I'm working with, they're all come together and really have a vision for it. And so so we're moving along pretty good, and so super stoked about the way things are going out there right now.
Good.
Awesome.
You know, Eric, I think small town mayors are so crucial to that community, and they
Yes.
give so much and that balance. However, you know, you guys have had residents that have lived out there for decades, and then
Yes.
you have new residents that
Yes.
are constantly moving in. How
Yes.
do you handle that balance?
Yes, that's a great question. You know, there's a lot of people that have been out there that when Lakeside City originally started, they
Yeah.
were there on the lake and everything. And, you know, as things progress, technology and everything else, change is coming one way or the other. And that's the hardest thing right now is the people that have been there sort of set in their ways, if you will. How do you adapt to change, and how do you welcome them to take the change and everything? And it's hard. Most of it is just educating them and making sure that they understand, hey, this change is for the better, not for the
Yeah.
worse, and making sure that they understand that we have their best interests in mind when we face these changes and bring them to the city. And so that's one of the biggest things, just make sure they're educated and understand the reasons that we're doing the changes that we are making there.
Yeah, it's funny. I worked for the city for 7 years, and it's just amazing how different everyone's opinion is of what should be happening, what
Yes.
shouldn't be happening. It's
Yeah.
just it's really, and you have to choose, you know, going forward what to do, and a lot of people can't even see the other people's side.
Right.
You know?
They see one side and
Yeah.
they think, you know, oh, they're doing this out of spite or something like that, and that's never our intentions. You know, I'm a resident there. I live there. It's not like I, you know, come there and make the decisions and then go to Wichita Falls and live there. I reside there in Lakeside
Yeah.
City, and so every decision we make is for the best at heart and best interest of everybody in the community.
It's amazing. People will think that the
Yeah.
city's doing something to them. You know, like the
Oh,
water
sure.
department was right upstairs from me, went over here at City Hall, and they'd be like, the water department's about to get me. I'm like, those ladies at the water department aren't thinking about you. Hey, what you guys don't know is that we had a mic go out, and while we were putting it back, Jackie told us what? Your mom what?
My mom was the mayor of Windthorst, Texas for a long time.
It's crazy.
Just let that slide.
I mean, honestly, and I just admired her so much because you think being a mayor of a small town is not that taxing or you're not that busy. Wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you're busy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
she was called every day, constantly, and sometimes she would say, I was so, today's call was really good.
Right.
And the next day she would go, you would never believe the
Yeah.
call I got today.
Yeah.
that's what you're saying.
And I will say out there at Lakeside City, it's one of those things, my phone's always on. It's not just an 8 to 5 job.
Right.
It's
Is city
24 hours a
administrator
day.
the same thing as city manager? Is it
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's just,
same deal.
you
okay.
know.
So you're just you're doing
one starts with an A, the other one starts with an M. That's the only
okay.
difference.
Oh, I got it.
But it's one of those things. And one of the greatest things about Lakeside City, I get more positive phone calls than
Oh,
I
yes.
do get negative
Oh,
phone
yes.
calls, and that's what's the citizens out there are so supportive of everything that's going on and that we're doing right now.
I agree.
But it's funny, and I always get that evil eye. My wife has that look, you know, when I'm with the girls and we're doing something and the phone rings and she's like, "Are you going to pick it up right now?" And I'm like, she'll give me that look, and I know now I'm going to decline this and I'll call them later.
Yeah,
Hey, but
I
you
know
know
that
what?
look. I know.
Yeah.
I worked with his wife as well at the city.
Eric, there's no better place than to raise a family in a small
Yes.
community.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
love it out there.
We're
That's one of
lucky.
the greatest things about it.
We took while I was in Lakeside City on Sunday, we took a golf cart to the gas station to get some Cokes and stuff for the kids, and I felt like I was at the lake or something.
Yeah, it's almost like a rule. Like if you live in Lakeside City, you have to own a golf cart.
Yeah.
Pretty much. When we moved out there, and everybody's like, "Hey, you got a golf cart?" And I'm like, "No, why?" "Oh, well, you're going to need one." And
Yeah.
I quickly realized after about 3 weeks of being out there, we had to go get one and
Yep.
stuff because that's the deal. I mean, everybody just hops on the golf cart,
That's
hangs
awesome.
out.
Yep.
So it's fun.
Yeah,
good.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Really
Awesome.
fun.
Yeah.
Well, you're on the fire department too.
Yes.
The volunteer fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I too, like Cory, started about 8 years ago. We actually showed up together at the same meeting there, and that's sort of where our bromance started and everything. And it's just gone from there. And it's one of those things is like, hey,
Stoking the fire of love.
yeah. I had no clue about a volunteer fire department or anything like that. Got a little flyer in the mail, and I thought, well, I'm going to call him. Called the chief and said, hey, here's what you got to do. Come to a meeting. Showed up, loved it, and I'm one of those adrenaline junkies.
Yeah.
It's sort of a whole lot, but I'm also always looking for ways. What can I do to help at my community?
Yeah.
Because when something happens at my house, it catches on fire, somebody gets hurt,
Yeah.
and I'm calling 911, I want to know that it's going to be good, solid people coming, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, you find that on the fire department. Bunch of good
Yeah.
folks on the fire department
yeah.
roster. Well, gosh, thank you so much, Eric.
Yeah.
So if everyone has a good idea about where's Lake, for people who don't know, Lakeside City geographically to Wichita Falls?
It'd be just the southeast.
Southeast,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah,
then we're
just-
separated by Lake Wichita.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
that's most. We got about 109 homes that
There
border
you
up
go.
on the.
Wow.
My parents are probably
lake.
wondering from
Yeah.
Waco over there.
Yeah.
Southwest, says the mayor.
Southwest.
He is vetoed.
Says the mayor.
All right,
Steve.
we're going to take a break. Brittany Douglas is on vacation. We had a wonderful surprise. Dwayne brought us some wonderful
Yes.
barbecue.
Yeah.
We had him on a couple of shows ago, Dwayne Salzman, and he's going to step in for Brittany, and then we're going to do our discussion topics. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Ray Schultz, Mayor of City of Owl Park, home of the Fighting Hawks. You're watching The Social Space.
Back to the social space.
That is not funny.
We are in segment number 3, where we have we do discussion topics. I'm
I
Eric
can't believe he
Crossland.
said that. I can't believe he said that.
We'll tell them what you said. What's your name first, Jackie?
Jackie.
Andrew Bell.
Dwayne Salzman.
Yes,
You're not
Dwayne.
Brittany Douglas.
I am not.
You were in the. I figured y'all come dressed the same, but I guess no. Same as Brittany.
I wore shoes this time.
You did. So Brittany's on vacation. We were
is.
going to try to have her on the board, but she's out.
Oh, yeah.
We
She's
can't even
doing
give a
her
signal to
thing.
her.
Yeah.
Dwayne was so awesome to stop by and bring us barbecue for. We taped the
Man.
show on Tuesday. By the time you see this on Saturday night on Channel 6 of KAUZ, Texas Underground Barbecue will have opened on Thursday, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And he brought us some food. It was delicious.
Incredible.
Thank you. Sauce. Well,
Yeah.
well, are you excited?
I am excited.
Yeah.
Scared and excited.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we all enjoyed it thoroughly.
Did.
It was wonderful.
It was
I already knew
so
how good it was. I walked in and Andrew was like, "It's delicious."
Good.
So we're hoping everybody goes down there and get you some. What are your hours going to be?
11 to 8, Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
And
So
where's
just
it located again?
612 7th Street.
Yep.
Yep.
Right
2
there.
blocks from the Hager office.
Yes.
So we're going to be there a lot.
Yeah, for sure. It's right out the back parking lot of the Holt, right out the
Yes,
back door.
yes, yes.
All right, so Dwayne, if you can jump in, you can. If you want to pass, you can pass. We're just springing this on you right here. You know, not that Jackie has any more prep either, since she does her looks at my text.
I didn't read it, so I'm not prepped. So
All right,
shoot it at
Jackie.
me.
All right, here we go. Memoir. What would the name of your memoir be? And you can make up a fictional memoir about one of your co-hosts if you want. You want to start?
Okay. So
Can I tell you what I think your memoir should be called,
Yeah,
Jackie?
I want to hear this.
It's called Jackie Hager, Milk, Marketing, and Murder.
milk marketing and
Yeah,
what?
so you have to kill murder. You have to kill
And
somebody.
murder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that would be Andrew. No, I think my memoir would be,
Memoir.
if I said that right, would be, they said no, she said yes.
Oh,
That is a true statement.
Jackie Hager. They said no. I said
I
yes.
say yes. Always.
I just love a challenge, and what can I say?
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on, if somebody says you really can't do that, doesn't that drive you to want to do it?
No.
Oh,
I'm
it
just like,
does
all
me.
right. That's what I thought too. I can't do it.
Oh, I can't look at it that way.
Yeah.
So there we are.
Okay, I love it. That's a good answer. Andrew, you got one? Because I have
see.
one for you too,
I have
Andrew.
one
Oh, I
for
want to.
Andrew.
Yeah.
It's called Andrew Bell, Running from My Past. And it's about how you run every day to
Yeah.
escape that you peaked in high school
Uh huh.
at football.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
Good
my
old
gosh.
days.
Championship.
Yeah.
Yes. The good old days.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Something like, you know, I'm live in a household of women and girls, you know, so it's just like Andrew Bell surrounded by women.
Whoa!
Andrew Bell, we were trying for a boy.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Andrew Bell, how did I survive this?
Yeah.
I think he's doing just fine.
Yeah,
I
he has
tried
such a
to.
delightful family
He
over there.
is.
Dwayne, you have one? Could you write a memoir?
Could I write a memoir? Mine would be barbecue beats the best.
Yeah.
There you
Barbecue
go.
beast.
Beats the best.
Beats
so,
the best.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you what mine would be. It's called Eric Crossland, Movies, McDonald's, and the Motel Parking Lot. The story of why I'm still single. That'll be like, I can write that when I'm 90. Nothing will have changed. All right. Hey, what's our next topic? It's kind of the same thing, really. It's not really that different. If they made a movie of your life, what would it be about, and which actor would play you? I'll tell you guys what I would do. The time of my life between like 1999 and 2009, when I was trying to be a stand-up comedian, I'd call it the story of a failed stand-up comedian, and it would star Luke Wilson, because I used to look like him when I was in my 20s.
Oh, okay.
But I think it'd be pretty interesting out there on the road, all the crazy stories that happened with
That would
me
be
and the
cool.
guy I opened for, and just, it's a hard life, and I didn't make it. I tried, I gave it a good go, and the guys that really were good at it, that's all they ever wanted to do, and I slowly realized I had other things I wanted to do as well, and there was no way to make it with their drive and the drive that I didn't quite have to just only do that. So I thought that'd be a
That's
fun
pretty
movie.
good.
That'd be
Yeah.
good.
I don't know, Andrew?
So mine probably would be, it's kind of a serious film. It's about a struggling artist who is trying to
Design Western wear.
It's about this struggling artist who's searching for happiness in his life, that is kind of was looking at like material things to make him happy, but he realizes in the end that really being happy is about having a family and enjoying life and enjoying what you do each day and making the most out of each day. So yeah.
Wow, deep. I think we saw some inner layers there.
Yeah.
Andrew Dwayne, did you follow that?
How do I follow that? Well, I think I'd follow that. I raised 5 kids, and half their lives was alone. And half of them are millennial, and half of them are just don't know what they're doing. So I think the mine would be kind of father knows least.
And we know who'd play you.
Yeah, exactly.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Father knows
I
least.
started to go with the Tombstone, but
Yeah.
I love Val Kilmer, and I had to go with Woody Harrelson, so that just went out the window.
Okay, Jackie, it's not the Devil Wears Prada like Andrew said it was.
Mine would be probably a True Grit would be the name of it from a female perspective, and it would be a daddy's daughter, because he's the one who taught me my grit of hard work. So I think I would want it to come from that perspective, from being raised on a dairy farm all the way to traveling as much as I do and seeing the world through my work and everything.
This movie would have to have New York as one set
Absolutely.
location.
It's it's my home away
And
from
an
home.
intercom system to direct her, make demands to her employees.
Andrew Bell, I'm going to intercom you all afternoon today. Andrew, do you have a moment?
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the intercom sound in the movie Grease, where it's like, boom, boom, boom. We have that here, and Jackie makes announcements.
It's like Target here.
Hey, I could say, attention all employees, thank you for choosing Hager Communications.
Well, we've got an Erica here, and so it's like, Eric,
Yeah.
can you come to my office? And I'm like, okay, all right, love you. All right, well, hey, what a fun show we had today, talking about Lakeside City. And Dwayne, thanks for stepping in for Brittany.
Thanks for the
who just-
barbecue.
Thanks
Oh my
for the
gosh,
barbecue.
thank
We
you
sure
so
appreciate
much.
that. And once again, Texas Underground Barbecue will be open as soon as you see this. Come on downtown to
Support.
6th Street?
612th 7th Street.
612 7th Street, right there next to Hook and Ladder, if that
Yes.
makes it easier for you. And thanks again, your barbecue is wonderful. And
was.
next week, we're going to be doing a show on the arts. We've got
Yes.
confirmation from one Nicole Welch, Polly Pocket, and Brianne Thompson, who painted one of the crosswalks and
Oh,
many
nice.
other things in town. So we're going to talk all about the arts, and it's going to be a good show next week, too.
Cool.
Yeah, on behalf of Cory Glassburn and Eric Stevens and Dwayne Salzman and Andrew Bell, Jackie Hager, I'm Eric Crossland, Hayden Gershner back there. This has been The Social Space.
Hello, hey, my name is Crimpaw Jennings. I am the mayor and the sheriff of Tater Knob, Texas, 6-time regional champion. We are home to Casserole Corner, the Shingle Shop. Somebody's got to make them. Kennesaw County's third largest crematorium and funeral home. Now, Tater Knob, we got the internet. What do you want to do for dinner? Ground beef and chips?